Who's that man in the suit? Why, it's not me, because I'm not wearing a suit, because I'm here with the doctor. The good doctor, David Tennant. But anyway, today, as you certainly probably noticed with the title above the video, shocking, we're going to be talking about Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. Now, it's not in the original case, it's in a black case. I want to clean the original because it had stickers on it, so this is its temporary home. So, I did a live stream of Harvey Birdman because I've always heard it was a really short game, so I thought it would be something nice to do quirky on the side, because, you know, we've been on a lot of serious RPGs, and I thought it'd be something nice, light and hearted. So this was published by Capcom, and if you're not aware of what the hell Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law is, it was a spoof show that Cartoon Network made using Hanna-Barbera characters, because they own the rights to pretty much all of them. And they did a spoof show that was about the law order system of that. Well, Harvey Birdman was an attorney, and most of his well-known villains were prosecutors. Instead of what they used to do, they just decided to go in the law for some reason or that. But it was I think it had maybe 2-3 seasons that it was a very adult-oriented comedy. And what was interesting about it is it also dealt with a lot of subject matters, like, you know, how everyone always says Shaggy and Scooby were crackheads and that. Like, there was an episode where it was about them getting caught by the cops claiming they were on drugs and shit, and they're like, zoinks! We were just trying to look for a masked man in the woods! But that's an actual episode, not in this, but that's kind of humor that was in it and that. And obviously, you would think with Capcom and being about attorneys, that would probably make you think of a different game Capcom's well known for, like, you know, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, and you would be somewhat right. It does take a lot of cues from this, but not tons of them. It takes the gameplay mechanics of pressing, presenting evidence, investigating the area, and talking the characters, but it does not do it anywhere close as neat, orderly, or in the style of Phoenix Wright. Which isn't necessarily needs to be in its style, but it does feel a little sloppy in how it does it. Because this is only on the PSP, the Wii, and the PS2. It obviously is not on the DS, so it doesn't feature the nice, more cylindrical control style of having two screens and being able to use the touchscreen there. So you have to select everything with the plus pad that, so you don't feel as interactive with stuff. And unlike in Phoenix Wright, where you can literally touch, you know, everywhere in the environment, you can only touch certain objects on every screen. So you're not really investigating the area, you're just spamming through the items that the game lets you look at. Now, the game is very subjectable, because it depends on what you want for the game. If you're a fan of the show, then you're probably the more likely audience for this. Because if you're looking for a logical game, you're not going to find it a lot here. Now, the footage I'm going to use is most likely going to all be just the first case for the sake of not spoiling later cases, but basically the later cases are just batshit crazy. Logic isn't usually the first thing you'll go to in the game. A lot of sometimes it's just complete insanity. And sometimes you even get rewarded for complete insanity, because unlike Phoenix Wright, where you present the wrong thing and that, you can actually get crests, which Harvey Birdman's crest on his forehead represent his little point system for if he screws up with that. You can actually be rewarded those in certain situations. I've only gotten 2 throughout the whole game, but there was probably multiple, because I think there's a few items I found that never never found a use for. And I think if you present them or use them in some ways, you get additional scenes in that. Because during the credits, there were also pictures that I never got to see. Actually, there's one on the back of the case, which I'll show. Well, actually, I'll try to remember to put it in, but if not, it's an image that shows Giles' hair on fire with Harvey Birdman facing him. It is a little odd. I never got to see that, so there must be, some certain situations that happen. And obviously there's multiple dialogue choices that can have multiple things happen too, so. But it's a pretty linear experience aside from maybe some jokes and gags here and there. The voice actors reprise the roles in it, so if you're familiar with the show, you'll have the same people acting in that, and I personally would have probably liked it more to be more similar to Phoenix Wright in its presentation of its gameplay, but at the same time I can understand they were trying to be more preserving of the show, so that's kind of a two-sided coin now, because I think it could still work, but I can also see they wanted to kind of have their own way of doing it. And since it was made in Flash, it made a very easy way to make the game, too. Because, they already have all the assets made and everything, and they can just, they can put together some cases and that. But it plays like Phoenix Wright, but logic is not the first thing you always go with. This is a game I solely recommend for comedy. Not a game you're going to look for, I want to solve a really tough case that's really, really complicated and strange. But it's definitely something I would recommend, mainly for its fans. If you're a hardcore Phoenix Wright fan, you might be slightly interested in it, but just keep aware you're not going to have as deep of a mystery in the game. But, like I said, it does play very similar to a Phoenix Wright game in the most case. Now, my biggest complaints with the game is not necessarily the aesthetic style of the gameplay, but it's the lack of dialogue. When you press most statements, Birdman will just say a one-liner, usually saying, I don't see anything wrong with this, or, well, I was going to say something, but I decided not to. Something along those lines. There's only a few times where he'll actually make a legitimate comment on it. Well, in Phoenix Wright, pressing almost everything would lead to comedy, weird slapsticks, and of course, progression of the case. And of course, I always said my other major complaint basically early on, well, you can't really check the environment. You can get in detail pretty decently in the Phoenix Wright games with a lot of objects in the background. Can't really do that in Ace Attorney. You can only do the objects that presents you as selectable. But it's a cheap game to get your hands on. If you can find a decent condition copy of it, GameStop, and I'd hate to recommend it, but that's probably the cheapest place you're going to find it if you want to be as dirt cheap. Because I did get my copy at a GameStop for like $1 something like that, because I'm a pro member, but I think the normal price is $1.97. And, I'm doing the PSP version, but as far as I understand, aside from, different screen size, they all play the same, basically. And as far as I'm aware of, there's no cut content. Man, I can't talk today. But I would not recommend paying probably more than $5 for this. It's a very short game, and comedic value is at most the most purpose you would buy this game. Aside from that, if you're looking for thought-provoking, deep, hard, confusing cases, you're not going to find logic in this game because it's just batshit silly. Fans, recommended. Phoenix Wright fans, if you're just looking for pure comedy and you can go with that, sure. Everyone else, probably not so much. But I liked it for its humor. I watched the show when it was on Cartoon Network, and it poked off fun at Hanna-Barbera cartoons and that. So, and it's nice to see those actually, like, funny references to Capcom stuff implemented into this game. There were a few I got to catch. There was an arcade machine, a few name drops of Street Fighter. Chun-Li appeared in a scene that I didn't even realize until in a long conversation after I beat the game, that sadly no I will be seeing on YouTube. But after I beat the game, I had a long conversation with a few viewers, and I was just re-watching some of the unlocked scenes, and I noticed there was one where Chun-Li was in it. I didn't notice the first time I played it. But yeah, that's pretty much my 2 cents on Harvey Birdman, Tony Law. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask about, feel free to let me know. And may the good blood be with you, and praise the sun. Until next time, dear viewer.
I pulled up in front of our place and saw Petey. Whatever. He was lighting a fire by the front door using that lighter. I drove off to get help from my precious husband, Harry.
Yeah, nothing looks out of place here. I would beg to differ with this statement, but I think it sounds just fine.
Oh? Where did you drive for help?
I drove down the street and dialed 911 on my cell phone.
I can't believe I processed incriminating evidence against Birdman's client. Now there's no way Birdman can win this case on his own. He needs me and the Bird team now more than ever. I will make up for this, but how? How?
Oh, sorry.
I know! 911! That's it! I'll get the recording and we'll find out her story doesn't check and I will save this case! To the burglar! This will do it, Birdman! I found new evidence which will convict Potamus for good! I mean Gigi.
Thanks, I think.
There's like a duplex on fire.
Oh, okay. What is the address?
I'm not really sure, but it belongs to Birdman.
Okay, ma'am. Would that be a Henry or Harvey Birdman?
Oh, it's Harry.
Oh. Okay, well, according to our directory, there are no Harry Birdmans in the area. I'm sorry, is this Gigi?
Yeah.
Hi, it's me, Scott.
Hey, you. How you doing? I didn't know you were working tonight.
Yeah, only a few more hours. I'll see you later.
Yeah, you will.
That seemed right in my head. Stupid head! Well, I guess that does make some sense.
Like a duplex on fire.
Oh, okay. What is the address?
This evidence says you made the call at 12:30 a.m. That's exactly an hour and a half after you said you saw Potamus setting the fire.
Well, here's what happened. I drove to the birdcage to see if you were there. You weren't, but there was this suspicious guy with an eye patch who I flirted with. I mean, watched for like an hour because I thought he had something to do with the fire. He didn't. Then I drove to Peanut's house to see if he was awake. He was. Or at least he was by the time I left. Oh. And that is when I called 911 to report the fire.
So you pretty much let my house burn down? All my stuff gone? My Bell Biv Devo collection? My coupons?
The thing I sent him?
That thing he sent me? Wait, what thing?
A prenuptial agreement between Harvey and Gigi saying she gets half of any insurance claim.
What? Wait! There's the motive!
So, seeing as you don't keep track of things I send to you, I brought a copy with me.
You may have motive and access to the crime scene and a reasonable time frame and opportunity, but I have proven that the fire was started with Potamus's engraved lighter. That lighter is integral to winning this case.
So you are telling the court that the owner of the lighter is the arsonist. Isn't that right, Volturo? I'm sure if I handed this lighter to Potamus, there would be no way he could make it work.
Harvey, I may not have fingers, but I am able to perform many complicated tasks. Give me that thing. Hey, everyone, look! A sandwich! I got it! I got it!
Have you attempted to use the lighter? This is nothing more than one of those trick lighters that squirt water. Here, let me show the court. So, as you can plainly see, that man is on fire, and therefore this is not a trick lighter. While these may appear to be Peter Potamus's initials engraved on the lighter, if you flip it over, tilt it at a 90-degree angle while gleaming it towards the sun and possibly wear an eye patch, the initials clearly read GG.
By the great god of horn gods, I declare this case over.
I can't believe it. We won!
See? I told you we could do it!
We won! We won!
So, who won?
Eeny, meeny, miny, Birdman.